I'm gonna teach you exactly how to quit your scrolling addiction. Basically, the goal of this video is to make it hard for you to scroll. So that's why in the first part of this video, I'm gonna share with you two apps, basically app blockers that you need to install. And if you're on your computer, you scroll on your computer, I'm gonna share with you Google extensions that you need to install if you never wanna scroll again. And also in the later part of this video, I'm gonna share with you habits, things that you do daily that are gonna make it extremely hard for you to scroll. So let's start with the extensions. Basically, right now, maybe I'm gonna give you an example. Maybe you wanna do some homework, right? And you're about to do some homework, and since it's on Instagram that you text your friends and you wanted to see if your friend replied to you earlier, you click on Instagram, but right away you're fed some reels. Now this happens to all of us. You see one good reel and then you're like, oh, what the second one's gonna look like. And you were about to do some homework, but now you've been scrolling for 30 minutes, and we want to make that impossible. So the first thing you want to install is an app that's called AppBlock. Extremely simple. And on this app, you're gonna be able to block a few apps. Now, the apps I usually block is YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, because it's on these apps that I tend to scroll if that ever happens. But I've been scroll free for like quite a while right now. So you block these apps. Now, this is not a permanent block. Basically, this block is just so that whenever you click on YouTube or on Instagram, it says, oh, this app is blocked. And of course, you can unblock it. But to do that, you gotta go in the app block, click on it, and then say like unblock this app, and then you can go on the app. So that's the first app you gotta install. Now, the second one is an app that's called Screen Time. Now, if we want to make it hard for you to scroll, if we want you to stop scrolling forever, you need to be wary of your screen time. You need to be conscious of your screen time. To do that, yeah, if you're on iPhone, you can easily see your screen time. If you're not on iPhone, you install the app Screen Time. But even if you're on iPhone, I recommend downloading an app that shows your screen time. Now, the one I use is basically like titled Screen Time. And on this app, not only do I see my screen time, so if, it's kind of a reward when you get like, usually my screen time is about like 1 hour, 30 minutes per day. So whenever I get a day where I'm under that, like I'm proud of myself. And whenever I get a week that's under like 14 hours, 10 hours of screen time, I'm extremely proud of myself also. So you download this app. In this app, you can also put some time restrictions on a few apps. Now, what I do is I put a 15-minute time restriction on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Basically, yes, I block them, but sometimes, you want to watch some content. Like, you watch some educated videos like you're watching right now. But still, you want to have a screen, you want to have this thing that puts a restriction after 15 minutes. Now, what it does is basically, after you've been on the app for 15 minutes, it shows a pop-up. It's like a white screen that says, you've been watching for 15 minutes. And under that, it's written, do you want me to remind you in 15 minutes? So you can still consume what you're consuming. But if you were scrolling, you're instantly gonna want to stop. Like, let's say you're mindlessly scrolling, like you're completely dopamine hungry. It's your limbic system that's working, not your prefrontal cortex. Well, if you really had to go on Instagram, like in the example I gave you earlier, you really had to, because you really wanted to like see if your friend replied. So you click on the Instagram, oh, it's blocked. Okay, you go and block it. Then you click on the Instagram again, you fed some reels. Oh shit. You don't really think about it too much because the first reel is so good, you keep scrolling. But after 15 minutes, you see this pop up. You've been watching reels for 15 minutes. It felt like it was 1 minute. Then you can like take a step back and be like, ooh, I've been watching reels for 15 minutes. I think I should at least go see what my friend wrote to me. And I'm supposed to do homework right now. So that's why this app is extremely useful. Now, Google extensions, that I'm gonna share, it's gonna be all in the description, like all the links to the things. It basically does the same thing, so I'm gonna skip over that. Now, next is the habits. Now, you know the thing, like the second app that like does a little pop-up, hey, you've been watching reels for 15 minutes. There's some habits that can actually do that for you. Now, this habit is meditation. It does not sound pretty, but trust me, if you're not meditating daily right now, you're still a boy. You're not a man. And if you're like if you're a woman, like you're a girl, you're not a woman. You really want to be meditating daily, because especially in this world, when you meditate, the thing it does for you is that it makes you more conscious of your choices. Basically, when you're about to scroll, if you've been meditating daily for like the past month, you're so much more likely to be like, oh shit, I shouldn't be scrolling right now, so I'm not gonna scroll. And just that is it's so precious. It's worth so much. Being able to be more conscious of your choices is worth so much. So meditate for 3 minutes a day. Meditate for 10 minutes a day. Whatever you want to do. That's the most powerful habit. Now, when we scroll, it's usually because we're bored. Like, you're bored, you don't know what to do. Like, the best thing you could be doing right now is some homework, so you really don't want to be doing that. So you scroll. Now, there's a few ways to make that boredom not lead to scrolling. The first and the hardest one would be to change the way you see boredom. Right now, you probably see boredom as something bad, right? It's something that you should never experience. You should never be bored. Well, if you can switch that mindset, and you can do that with meditation, but simply consciously trying to switch that mindset every time you notice it, and start seeing boredom as not something bad, as something that's almost good. Like, you're leveling up when you're bored. You're not consuming unlike everyone, right? You can do that. Change your mindset with like boredom, or you can make your life more entertaining. You can make your life more fun and healthy, in a healthy way, right? You don't want to be like scrolling. But let's say right now your life just sucks. Like, you go to school, it's alright, but then when you get back home, you don't see any friends. You don't do anything that's fun. Like, you basically got nothing to do. Like, you did your homework. Now you don't know what to do. You start scrolling. Well, what you can do instead, and I made a whole video on that, like things you can do instead of scrolling. That's the title of the video. Well, one of the best thing you can do is go to the gym. Like, you work out, you level up your in real life character. But maybe you're already doing that. Now, to make your life more fun, honestly, you need some friends. You need to socialize. And I don't know if you have many friends, but even if you don't have many friends, all you need is to text one friend and try to schedule something with him. It does not even have to be in real life. It can literally be something online. You can literally just go on a video call with a friend, and you're gonna feel better, and you're gonna be less likely to scroll. But that's like more of a long-term thing. Like, you gotta set up your life so it's interesting, it's fun. Like this morning, I went snowshoeing. I'm not gonna scroll. I'm not gonna scroll whilst I'm snowshoeing. You get what I mean. So that's basically all for this video. I really hope it's gonna be at least you taking the right step where you're gonna be scrolling less this week and the next week. So install the apps. It's gonna be all linked in the description. Do the habits. Meditate. Please meditate. It's gonna change your life. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Mwah.